Yes.
I told her, I said, the proof is in the pudding. Let's go get the DNA.
So this is the DNA test, and it says the probability of relatedness is 96.7%.
That's my granddaughter. If she's nothing else, she's my granddaughter.
No one for years, rumors have circulated about Janet Jackson and her short-lived marriage to James DeBarge, suggesting the two had a secret child in the 1980s. Allegedly, one Janet was pressured to give up.
Do you have a secret sister?
I believe I do have a sister out there.
Did you ever see Janet where you thought she was pregnant?
Yes. When the marriage was annulled, that Janet was pregnant. And James believed that.
Now the rumors are resurfacing. Could long-buried family secrets finally be coming to light? Was Janet Jackson really pressured to give up a child during the peak of her fame? And is James DeBarge once again claiming he fathered a child with Janet?
It's true, you'll find out when she's ready for you.
One thing is for sure. Back in the 80s, Janet Jackson had some of the strangest taste in men, and those choices often brought nothing but trouble. Before her whirlwind romance with James DeBarge, Janet had a surprising relationship with none other than NBA star Magic Johnson. It was 1983, and Janet, just 16 at the time, attended the American Music Awards in Los Angeles. There, she was photographed with Magic, who was 24. And when I say photographed, I don't mean just standing next to each other. One photo showed Magic with his arms wrapped around Janet. Another showed them sharing a kiss. When those photos resurfaced in 2020, they caused quite a stir. People started asking tough questions about what Janet might have endured growing up. I mean, if she was seen publicly kissing a grown man at 16, what was happening behind the scenes? Not long after the Magic Johnson situation, Janet began dating James DeBarge. She was just 18 when she married him in secret in 1984. So why did she rush into marriage so young? Many said Janet was looking for an escape from her father, Joe Jackson, who was notoriously strict and controlling. Joe Jackson was far from thrilled about the marriage and reportedly did everything he could to stop it, but it happened anyway. Unfortunately, the relationship quickly fell apart. James struggled with substance abuse, and Janet found herself not just a wife, but a caretaker. She later described the chaos, finding pills in the house, trying to flush them, and ending up physically fighting James over them as they rolled on the floor. And remember, she was only 18, dealing with all of this. But that wasn't even the biggest controversy surrounding their relationship. Whispers began to circulate that Janet had a baby with James during their short-lived marriage. Some said she either lost the child or gave it away. Ask Janet about it, and she'll shut it down completely, saying there was never a baby and that the idea is absurd. Still, the rumors have persisted for decades. Fans and people close to the Jackson and DeBarge families claim they remember seeing photos of Janet looking visibly pregnant, 5 to 6 months along to be exact, but no baby was ever announced. There's even a story that when Janet and her brothers appeared on stage at the American Music Awards, she had a noticeable baby bump. Allegedly, her brother Tito tried to cover her belly by holding his jacket over his arm, but people still saw it. One person claimed their aunt worked at the convalescent home where the Jacksons' grandmother stayed in the 80s. She allegedly
saying that I had a child and I kept it secret. How could I keep a child from their father? I could never do that. That's not
there and said she was definitely pregnant, but couldn't say whether she lost the baby or was hiding it. And if there's one person who firmly believes the baby existed, it's James DeBarge himself. He first revealed the story in a prison letter in 2012, sent to none other than Michael Jackson's former doctor, Conrad Murray. Since then, James hasn't let go of the story. He continues to insist that he and Janet had a child together and that the child was hidden away. Janet, on the other hand, stands her ground. In her documentary, she adamantly denied the existence of a baby, saying there was no way she could have been pregnant and successfully hidden it from her controlling father. And yet, after all these years, the mystery still lingers. Was there a secret Jackson DeBarge child hidden from the world? Or is it just one of Hollywood's longest-running rumors?
First, I went to Randy's brandy with my daughter, and then I gave it to Jackie to raise. And then, because Randy's daughter looks so much like me, then they started saying it was Savannah.
According to Janet, the pregnancy rumors first began while she was filming the TV show Fame in 1984. She explained that around that time, she had started taking oral contraceptives, which were known then to cause weight gain due to increased appetite and fluid retention, side effects linked to higher levels of estrogen and progesterone. Because of the noticeable change in her body, many of the young people on set began speculating that she was pregnant. In her documentary, Janet went on to explain how those early rumors quickly spiraled into increasingly outrageous and false stories. One widely spread claim was that she had secretly given birth to a baby girl and handed the child over to her older sister Rebby to raise. Another version of the rumor suggested that her brother Jackie's adopted daughter Brandy, adopted in 1982, was actually Janet's hidden child. At one point, even Rebby's daughter Stacy was dragged into the speculation because of her resemblance to Janet, fueling more unfounded gossip. No 5 Janet Jackson revealed that during her short-lived marriage to James DeBarge, she was facing far more serious issues than rumors. Chief among them was James.
He feels betrayed. I'm sure he feels sad. I'm sure he feels disappointed. I'm sure he feels like he was robbed of that relationship with his daughter. But at the same time, I know my dad loves Janet till this day, and he doesn't want
James's drug addiction. She recalled just how heartbreaking and isolating things were, even on what should have been one of the happiest days of her life. When we got married and came back to the hotel, he said, "Okay, I'll be right back," she shared. "I'm sitting in the hotel room in Grand Rapids, Michigan, by myself, just 18. And for 3 hours, he never came back. That's not a life for anyone." Despite everything, Janet said she saw the good in James and chose to focus on that instead of his struggles.
that her family had a huge influence on her. And, if she was pregnant, the only thing that I can think of was that they felt that she still had a very long career ahead of her, and they didn't want anything to hinder.
"I knew he needed help," she admitted, "but I wasn't the help he needed." Others came to Janet's defense as well. Her Fame co-star Debbie Allen appeared in her 2-part documentary and addressed the baby rumor, saying, "These were rumors that were just flying around, honey, like hash in a diner. Where's the baby? Nobody saw a baby. I mean, she was there with us all day, every day. Where was the baby?" Still, even after Janet publicly addressed the rumors, many fans weren't fully convinced. People began analyzing her words, tone, and emotional reactions. "Did you notice how strange her wording was?" some asked. "She cried when talking about James, but not about any of her other exes. And she never exactly said, 'I did not have a baby.' Instead, she emphasized that hiding a child from James would have been wrong." Regardless of Janet's denials, the DeBarge family has continued to claim the child exists. Even James's daughter, Christina DeBarge, added fuel to the fire by admitting she truly believes she has a secret sister out there. Why would Christina DeBarge believe that unless she knew something? Her calm yet certain belief didn't sound like a wild guess. It felt rooted in something deeper, a gut feeling, a family secret, maybe even an old photo tucked away somewhere. Christina has openly said that she would love to meet the sister she believes is out there. Not only did she express belief in the long-standing rumor, but she also suggested that Janet's powerful family may have played a major role in allegedly giving the baby away. With that level of influence, Christina hinted, burying the truth to